Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how to make the chunky knit blanket in the twist stitch. I decided to recreate this stitch because I have a video uploaded. A lot of you were saying I was going way too fast. So I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit for you all and hopefully answer a few questions that you have. I am using chunky knit yarn. And this yarn I use by the brand Yarn Bee. I also use Mainstays, which is a Walmart brand. You can find it at Walmart. Yarn Bee I usually find at Hobby Lobby. You will need, I have some fabric shears that I will be using to cut at the very end or as needed. You will need a lighter, which I don't have the lighter right now, but to join all of your pieces, go back to my shorts video and I will show you how to join all of the pieces together. And of course, you'll need a cup of coffee or your favorite beverage. And let's create. Okay, I'm gonna go super slow on this. So if you understand it, just speed it up a little bit. But I'm gonna start by casting. And the way that I like to explain the casting is I do almost, it almost looks like a cancer awareness ribbon. I just loop it around just like that so that you have this cancer awareness ribbon looking thing just like that. Now this right here is called the working string or the working yarn. I'm going to grab that working yarn and I'm going to come up around and through the loop, and I'm just going to pull. Okay, so this will be your first stitch right here. Depending on how tight you want your blanket, this is going to determine that. So I usually like to do about 1/2 inch because I like a little bit tighter of a stitch. If you want to do about 1 inch because you like a looser stitch, then whatever your preference is. Now I'm going to grab a hold of that loop and I'm just going to secure it. So I want to kind of tug at it a little bit, make sure that it's nice and secure, and I have exactly the size loop that I want. Now you can measure it if you want. I usually use my thumb and I'll just place my thumb in there, and that's just kind of my little go-to measuring is I just place my thumb right there and that will make consistent size loops. Okay, so I'm going to slow down just a little bit and do a very detailed slow-mo of how to start your foundation. Once I'm done doing that, I'm going to place my loop down just like this, and I want it facing the right hand side. If you are right-handed, you'll have it facing left. If you're right-handed, you'll have it facing right. Okay, so now I am going to grab my working yarn just like this, and I'm going to grab the piece closest to my loop. So you see this little band right here? I want to put my finger really, really close, and I want a tight grip right next to this band. I'm going to go underneath and pull another loop through. So if you can see, I now have 2 loops. Okay, I'm going to do this once more just for demonstration. And for my beginners, I am going to get the working yarn right here, go underneath my loop and pull this through. I now have 2 loops. Now remember that this is my casting, so it just depends on the blanket size, how many loops you're wanting to do or how long you're wanting your chain to be. I'm going to do my chain at 20. So there's 1, there's 2 to go under and pull through, and I'm just repeating this process. There's 3, about the same size, pull through. There's 4, about the same size. And if you take a look, it's making this little like braiding. 6. It's also worth a mention to periodically smash it down because it will twist, it will. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. Okay, I am going to speed this up just a little bit, and I'm going to start making my foundation chain. For reference, this is about how long I made my chain, and I didn't count. I honestly didn't. I just stopped. I will link in this next clip that you are about to see. I'll link the measurements. So depending on how wide, how long you're wanting your blanket, just grab a measuring tape and measure it out. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to push this up and away, and then I am going to grab my ball of yarn or my skein if you just have your skein of yarn. Reposition right there. I'm going to move this closer so that you can see. And then I'm just going to reposition it this way. We'll put my yarn right here. But I am right-handed, so we're working just kind of from left to right. So I'm from right to left, I'm sorry. So we started going right, now we will go back left. Okay, so this right here will be our very, very first loop going back to the left. So I'm going to pull this toward me, just like that, towards me. Now, the closest to the band, so there's my working yarn, closest to the band right here, I want to hold on to that because I want to make sure that nothing is moving. I'm holding on to this, pinch it. Now, if you take a look at these bands, let's look at these bands closely. We will be working with the middle of the band, which is this piece right here. That's the middle. That's the middle. That's the middle. So we're going to be working right in the middle of the band, right there, right there. That's the middle. That's the middle. Just kind of want to get your fingers stuck in there. That's the middle right there. So we're working within the middle. Now with that said, I'm going to pull this up. There's my middle piece right here, right in through here. Remember I said pinch in here, and you want to pull through that middle band, and you have a second loop right there. There's my middle band. Really close in through here. You want to pull through that second band. Here's my middle band right there. You want to pull through that middle band. Now you just have a whole mess of little links. You want to pull through your middle band. So here I just wanted to speed up the process, and I am just continuing to go through the middle until I get to the very end, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, now you want to go along and you want to make sure that you want to press everything down. Make sure that you have visibility of all of your loops, and I like to kind of pull on them towards me. I just pull, 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 and make sure that I can see all of my loops. This last one is just wider, which is fine, and I will show you why that is important. So we're just going to make sure all of our loops are nice and flat, just like that. Okay, so now that I have everything all flattened out, we're right back over here where the working yarn is. And now I'm going to, again, go from right to left. So this little loop-de right here that is attached to the working yarn, I am going to twist it to my right, okay? So one more time, I'm going to pinch, twist it to my right. Once I've done that, I'm going to grab my working yarn, and I am going to tuck my working yarn under and pull it through, creating a loop. Okay, I'm going to leave that loop there. So let's do that one more time, just for reference. Okay, I am going to twist to my right, grab the working yarn, pull it through, and I'm going to create another loop. Now let's move on to our next loop. We're going to do the same thing. We are going to twist it to the right, grab our working yarn. Let's leave that undisturbed. I'm going to get close in through here, pull through our working yarn, and create a loop about the same size. So we're using our thumbs as reference, just like that. Okay, so here I decided to speed up the process, and we are just doing the same thing. We are twisting and pulling out a loop. I will meet you right at the end. Okay, so I am all done with that. And if you notice, I'm here at very end, which this is the loop that we left off on. It's a little bit longer. I have my working yarn right here. I'm just gonna leave my working yarn right there. Don't disturb it, just let it be right there. This last stitch right here, I'm just gonna pull this toward me. So it looks like this. Now, remember when we were going this way, we twisted right. So when we're going right, we twist right. Now we're going back left. So I'm going to twist left, okay? So once again, pull this toward me. We were going right, now we're going left. So I'm going to twist left. Now this next loop that is right here, I am going to pull that under, just like that. Okay, moving on to our next loop right here. We are twisting left, so I'm going to grab this loop, going to twist left, get close in through here, and I'm going to pull the yarn under and through. So I have 2 loops now. Okay, moving on to my next, I'm going to twist left and pull through. Make sure that these loops are nice and flat. My next, I'm going to twist left, get close right, close in through here, and pull through. Be careful that you're not pulling those side by side. So I like to pull from this side, from where my working yarn is, because it's very easy to pull from here, and especially when you're working quickly. So if you have, we're gonna move on to this next one. We're gonna twist, we're just doing the same thing. We're gonna twist to left. If you take a look, I stick the closest part of the working yarn in there, but I don't pull from this side. I pull from the working yarn. Okay, I'm gonna get really close in here so you can see. I'm gonna do this a few times, but we're just repeating that pattern. As you can see, our right stitch is moving this way, our left stitch is moving this way. It's just looking beautiful. So I'm gonna move in just a little bit closer so you can see. All right, again here I decided to speed up the process a little bit, and we are just continuing. You will twist left and pull through the loop. I will meet you at the end. All right, guys, you guessed it. This is so super easy peasy. I told you there is nothing tricky about this. We're just repeating that pattern. We went right, we went left. Now we're going back right. And so we are going to twist right, pull through, twist right, pull through, and it gets just a little easier. Twist right, pull through, twist. We're just doing the same pattern. Twist right, pull through, twist right, pull through, twist right, pull through. All right, my friends, keep going. Don't stop. We went, we did our right twist. Now we're going back and we're doing our left twist. So we will twist left, pull through, left, pull through, and we will just keep repeating that pattern back and forth. Right, left, right, left. Meet me back when you are done, and I will show you how to cast off. All right, when you are done, I'm going to stop right here so I can show you how to cast this off or lock it in. And it should look like this by now. You have this beautiful zigzag cross stitch. And let me show you how to close it off. All right, so we are gonna start right here at the end. So we're gonna start at, I'm sorry, not the end, because the end is where your working yarn is. So you probably cut that off or just left it as is. If it was, if you barely made it to the end. But we're gonna start on the other side. And if you take a look at these pieces, we're gonna lay them all flat as we usually do, all of these loops. And I'm going to twist this to my right. I'm gonna grab the next piece, twist it also to my right. Then I'm gonna open up my loop and stick the other loop in and pull it out. I'm gonna go in a little closer so you could take a look at what this looks like. Okay, so once again, I am just speeding up the process right here so that you can get a very, very close detailed look, and then I will meet you at the end. Here we are at the end. Now we also have the tail end. You might have cut it off, but mine is really, really short. So I'm just gonna stick this in and I'm going to create a knot. Just like that. Now I have just the tail end right here. And get my lighter. I also have a video on how to join. I'm gonna let that burn for just a little bit. Blow it out. And then I'm going to fuse it into the neighboring piece, wherever that is. And I'm just latching it right here. I mean, you can do it closer if you want, but I think it's aesthetically pleasing right there. You want to make sure that, tug at it just a little bit, make sure that it's on there taut. So when you wash, it won't unravel. All right, whoops. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I am going to grab my lighter, light this up. Wait for it to cool down just a little bit. Tug. Do the little pull test. And there you have it. It's super, super beautiful and easy hand knit chunky blanket. Look at that stitching. It's so soft and so pretty. I just love that zigzag. Thank you guys so much for working on this project with me. If you like it, if you enjoy it, please subscribe for more. I have different patterns and different chunky knit blanket styles.